The views and opinions expressed on the following program do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Nash Community College, the Board of Trustees of Nash Community College, or the North Carolina Community College System.
Oh, I'm sorry, did I break your concentration?
Anything for my princess.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Candy was just a hot woman that I saw on the street, but I mean,
I have
that's
no
the
idea
thing.
well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey guys, welcome to Big Bang
I was
Cinema.
talking about
I'm Isaac
candy.
Anderson.
With made out of ramen noodles. I'm Tyler.
I'm muted. Oh my goodness. Can you guys not hear me? Now you can hear me. How about that? Anyway, you totally missed that whole conversation. We talked about something that you don't need to know about. But anyway,
Ramen noodle candy.
That's it. Guys, in case you don't know, this is a movie show where we talk about movie news, movie reviews, and everything in between.
And in between.
And I was muted at the beginning. I'm sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
Just running 2 and 4.
They weren't missing anything.
No, nobody really is. But on the other side of the camera, we got the man with the 2 occupations, Christopher Darkins. How you doing, man?
Good.
And we have the man with the
red hair.
Yeah, man with the
and
red
the beard.
hair. I was gonna try to give an attribute from Chris to that.
I want to be honest. Red hair, beard. We got Hunter, and then we have green hair, beard. We got Chris.
It's actually silver. You can't see it from here. It's silver, but
it's green.
It looks green in some lights.
And then we got a dude over here, no beard, and that's Caleb.
But nobody can see him. His name's Caleb. He says hi, everybody. But yeah, Tyler, how's your week been?
It's been challenging and horrible.
Well, speaking about challenging and horrible, the Men in Black reboot.
What? Is it a soft reboot or hard reboot?
I believe this is going to be a soft reboot. It's going to be now starring Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth from Thor Ragnarok.
What?
Yep, and that looks like a good old safe decision on their part.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, they were in Thor Ragnarok together. You know, Chris Hemsworth obviously plays Thor, and she plays Valkyrie. And, you know, what do you think about this?
I really have no... What happened to 23, MIB 23?
I don't think that's going to happen anymore.
It's not happening.
It got leaked through the emails.
Oh, man, I was hoping I was going to be a 21 Jump Street with Men in Black crossover.
No. Like, what do you think about this specific
about
Men in Black reboot?
I have no thoughts on it, actually. I kind of felt like it's something safe they would possibly do to try to get as much money without alienating a lot of viewers. So they kind of picked a movie that was known for its... 2 actors known for their comedic roles in a very popular film came out last year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like you. I think that this isn't really the most interesting thing, but I mean, I think that adding Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson actually really does add something to it. Because I don't know if you can ever recreate what these 2 had in the chemistry, but I mean, this is pretty good on its own. I don't think it's like that. Obviously, I mean, because this was such like, you know, deadpan meets kind of like kooky, quirky kind of thing, and I don't think this is what this is going to be. I think this is going to be a little bit more of like a kind of a 21 Jump Street, like we said. I think that's why they go well together. I think it's going to be a little bit more kind of in your face.
Yes.
A little bit more 2018.
2018.
That same humor. I wouldn't be surprised if Lord and Miller didn't direct this one too.
Lord and Miller.
I don't know.
My favorite directors.
As far as them rebooting Men in Black, I really don't think they should, or there's any point.
It's the only problem. They kept thinking about if they could rather than if they actually should.
Yeah, like Mr. Jeff Goldblum said himself.
Yes, exactly. Jurassic Park. Yeah.
Because, I mean, Men in Black, you know, it's a comic book, right?
Yeah, Star Air Cell.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can reboot it, like you said. I don't know if we should.
No, they don't.
Because, I mean, it was good back then, but I hope it doesn't try to tread on that. It's like we're rebooting everything now, like Jumanji.
I mean, they keep Rip Torn out of the franchise when he robbed a bank drunk.
Oh, he did?
Oh, yeah, you didn't know about that, right?
I did not know about that.
Yes, I mean...
He really torn out his career, didn't he?
I mean, they replaced... I mean, they were constantly replacing characters in this movie franchise.
Yeah.
Just an honest question.
What's up?
I don't remember the Men in Black movies very well. Were there?
There was not. Continue. I'm sorry.
Were there in the previous movies? Were there? I'm trying to phrase
we can do this, Chris. Come on.
Were there female men? Were there females as part of that organization?
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Yeah, they were part of it, but they weren't like the Men in Black themselves. Like, you know.
Oh yeah, those Men in Black, Emma Thompson and.
Oh, I mean, they threw him in the 3rd one, I think, right?
Possibly.
I'm not sure. It's been a long time since
A lot
I've
of
seen the third
background.
one.
A lot of
There
background.
are women that work in the organization, so I think that could work.
Is she supposed to be one of the?
I imagine
the
she's
reboot?
probably going to be playing the Will Smith role, or like I can't
What?
say what. Kind of like the person that just comes into the organization. She's like the protagonist. I imagine Chris Hemsworth's going to play like the more serious, kind of hard-boiled guy that's gone through the ranks, or maybe they'll change that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't really see Tessa Thompson doing like the dead serious role. That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah. Well, that's over. But fun fact about Men in Black.
What?
You know, all the characters' names was natural names in the alphabet. But the leader's name was Zed. Aristel Comics was created by a Canadian comic artist, and Zed in Canada is how you say Z. They in the XYZ. So a lot of people don't know that. Really
Just
fun
another
fact
thing the
about it.
Canadians do wrong.
Yeah, it's the alphabet.
Just speaking about Canadians, Sicario #2 just came out with another trailer.
What?
We haven't seen a
Is
trailer.
he back? Is Benicio back?
Yeah, Benicio.
Oh, Benicio.
Benicio's back, and we haven't seen a trailer since December. This one
That's
actually.
what I thought it was an H in there.
No, it's B-E-Cino, I think. Yeah, I don't know. You haven't seen this yet, have you?
Yeah. Is he Italian?
No, he's. I think he's Hispanic, of Hispanic nature.
Oh.
That would consider he's a Mexican hitman, which is what Sicario means.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know this movie?
No, I'm talking about the
son?
actor. I'm talking about the actor.
Do you need to go home?
I've seen the. I'm talking about the actor himself.
No, I believe he might be Mexican.
All right.
I believe so, but I don't know. What did you think about the first Sicario?
Google.
I'm pretty sure he's of Mexican descent. I'm sure he is.
I thought it gave a whole new light about the cartel struggle.
Yeah. And it's also directed by Denis Villeneuve, which is like one of the best directors around right now.
Josh is in this too.
Josh Brolin.
Yes.
Mr. Thanos himself.
Gosh, he's gotten around this year.
He has. He's done all the franchises. Which is, I don't know how I feel about Sicario being a franchise.
Will he be the new Samuel Jackson? Time will only tell.
I don't know. He can act pretty well, so I mean he's got that going for him.
Yeah.
So he can be in the art house films, and he can also be in the more schlocky comic book stuff.
I like the schlocky comic book stuff.
I like it too. I like those little personal art house films and like indie dramas and whatnot.
Well, I mean, scientists say about 2030 Samuel Jackson will be in every single movie franchise.
I don't think that's a scientific fact.
Yeah, believe it or not, Stephen Hawking, that was one of the last things he said before he died, when his final prediction.
That's incorrect.
It's absolutely 100% true.
Don't think so.
Yeah.
But the first Sicario and the tension in Sicario, that first one, is done so well. Like
It just makes me want to go to Mexico.
Well, I mean, it's more than that, and I think what really set that tension off is like the whole story of Benicio del Toro. Like, spoiler alert for Sicario, was like the whole motive of that plan was so he could get to the guy that like did something to his family, and like that's basically the whole front for this whole thing. It's like you don't, and Josh Brolin looks at Emily Blunt. It's like you don't even know, you don't even know what all's going on, do you? It's like this is way over your head, and you're not going to be in the sequel because you want too much money.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for this. Taylor Sheridan wrote this, and I'm really
Taylor Sheridan.
I believe Taylor Sheridan wrote this.
I have a cousin named Taylor Sheridan. You think it's the same one?
I don't think it's the same one.
Oh.
And from what I've heard, he wrote like an extremely brutal like sequel to this movie, and I'm pumped to see it. Like Hunter, have you seen Sicario?
No.
Cool. Okay, how about you, Chris?
Did you really ask?
No.
Okay. But anyway, that's a good one if you guys want to check that one out.
I'm
It's
just
fun.
glad my cousin Taylor didn't write it because I don't want him to lord that over me during Christmas.
But yeah, again, looks interesting, and they're taking a different direction on it.
I'm excited. I'll watch it. We'll review it.
Yeah, most likely. Well, speaking about most likely,
2K, 2-act.
But
2-act.
that is the Matrix
2-act.
reboot. I don't know what you're reading. Son, did you take your diabetes?
No, it's like 2AK Penn. What is that?
That is his name is Zach Penn.
Oh, okay. I can see
You know
it
that
now.
people at home can't see that, right?
Yeah, because I'm reading the board and it's like there's 2AK Penn.
Okay. Well,
Well,
there you
some
go.
kind of gun or something.
That is in fact a 2.
That is in fact a 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is definitely a 2.
That's a 2.
Well, we'll show that on the camera a little bit later, what we see. But Zach Penn, he wrote Ready Player One. This is a screenwriter, and he's been badgering Warner Brothers to try to make a Matrix reboot for a long time.
I just hope he disappears because I don't want this to ever happen.
Well, see, I got a quote, not texting here.
See,
I got a
question.
quote
Get
on my phone.
Sicario to end this, so there we go.
So,
See, this should never be. They should never dug this back up.
so he had a quote that says, "Do I want to see more stories set in the universe of the Matrix?"
No, I don't. Absolutely not.
He said, "Yes, because it's
I
a."
thought they had too many in it.
He said, because it's a brilliant idea that generates great stories. He said, all I can say at this point is no one should or could reboot the Matrix. People who.
He's wondering if he could rather than if he should.
I said, people who know Animatrix and the comics understand. Can't comment yet except to say that the word reboot and remake were from an article. Let's stop responding to inaccurate news. So it's not. He's saying it's not a reboot, but it's a reboot. You know.
Yeah, it should not. It should not be reboot, rehashed. Should not even be a sequel. Just let it die. It died. Let it stay dead.
And I think more so now he's trying to make it look like he's just doing it in the same universe.
Oh no!
Instead of the continuing it. But knowing studios, I feel like that'll be used as a soft reboot platform in order to like try to make sure they rehash that story they know is going to sell, and we're going to get another Neo.
You ready? Squeezing that money out of it.
Yeah. And most likely they'll change Neo. Neo will be a woman now, and it'll be something different.
It's just really depressing because I was glad those movies were over. They were dead. They were long gone. I'm glad a lot of people forgot about them. But like, don't dig them back up. Let them stay dead. And just let them die. Just let it die, man.
I'm kind of the same way. Zach Penn said he didn't want to see a Matrix reboot. I don't want to see the Matrix, the first Matrix again.
I don't want to see Matrix anything. Anything Matrix.
So I love the first Matrix movie. The first Matrix movie is probably one of my favorite films. It's really hard to beat too, because
and then, like, the sequels are some of the worst sequels I've ever seen.
Oh, of course, but I mean, and I think the first one is just so strong. It's kind of the hero's journey in such a cool and unique way, and kind of like says things about our culture, and
then the sequels are new levels of nihilism.
And it just gets really pretentious and pandering, and the story's over after the first one. But in the same universe, I'm actually not super opposed to the same universe, man.
I'm very opposed to this. I just want it dead. I don't want to look at and be reminded that those two garbage films exist.
And hopefully, I don't think they'll bring those up. I think we might see something in the same vein of the universe, which I think is like Zach Penn wrote Ready Player One. He's like, I think they're kind of the same, like the Oasis and the Matrix, which the Oasis is the computer program in Ready Player One. He said, I think they're kind of like they're both escapes, but like one of them you don't know is an escape. You know, one of them is like a prison. And that whole concept is really cool. I just don't want to see them dig things up from the old movie and just do things like maybe she's the one. Oh, now we're going to be doing like the building from hop to hop. Now we have the mentor. Just show us something different, like a story inside of the Matrix, like the Animatrix, like you said. I'd be okay with that. What
if they tie Bill and Ted into it?
I don't think that's going to happen. But
Hunter,
do you have any thoughts on this?
I just wonder how it would be without the original writers and directors involved.
Might be better.
Yeah. They were talking about that. There was another quote on here where he said he respected the Wachowskis for doing what they did. He said, at this point, the Wachowski siblings who wrote and directed the original and its two sequels are not involved in the nature of their potential engagement with a new version has not been determined. He said certainly Warner Brothers would probably want to give those two filmmakers, at the minimum, a blessing to this project. And so nobody's really...
keep their hands off of it.
Well, the Wachowskis have been known for not making the greatest films lately.
Okay, I got another question. Name the good films they've done.
The Matrix and...
Look at that. Look at that. Look, there.
That's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, if Zach Penn wants to make a compelling story that takes place in the universe, I'd be okay with it. Just don't drag it out where we're going to have 19 films in the Matrix thing, and now we're going to dig Neo back up. Now we're going to do this, now we're going to do that. It's kind of like the Star Wars world. It was just like a good movie back then. Just leave it alone. I'm kind of like that.
Didn't they do Speed Racer?
They did Speed Racer too. I mean, that one's kind of give or take. But I wouldn't be opposed to seeing it. I don't necessarily want to see it. Let's put it that way. It doesn't need to happen, but if it has to happen, I guess this is the right direction to go in. But yeah, Chris, do you have any thoughts on that?
I mean, I'm like y'all. I think the first one was pretty good. The next two were obviously lacking, and so. I mean, seeing a reboot of the series, I feel like it could go either way depending on like the direction it's taken.
How much money they want.
Yeah, and hopefully, well, who am I kidding? Money is definitely going to play a part of it. But speaking about money, oh my goodness, I think this is probably the least surprising news story we've had the whole day.
I'm stunned when I heard this.
I wasn't at all. Justice League is the lowest grossing DCE movie, DCEU, sorry.
DCUE.
DCEU. District Comics Cinematic Universe is the lowest grossing film in their whole category. Man, that's supposed to be like their flagship. That's supposed to be like the
Where
$1 billion
does the
man.
E come from?
Expanded universe.
Yeah.
Gosh, get with it, Zippy. But yeah, what do you think about this?
What's a zippy?
It's him, but continue.
I really wouldn't doubt it because I mean I could tell this film had a lot of problems before it even came out. I mean, and it's not just that the fact that they switched directors. It's the fact that the director is no longer allowed to touch a DC movie.
Yeah, it's kind of like take a piece of chicken, for example.
Okay, what do we do? We want to eat the chicken?
No, we're not going back there. Rest in peace, that analogy. But yeah, this one, we've talked a lot about Justice League, and people know our thoughts on it.
Yeah, and your favorite director is in it.
Well, I feel kind of bad for him because I think all that PR that came out about his daughter might have been, a little bit kind of like almost
suspicious.
Yeah, it was a little bit suspicious that it came out right around the time that he quit. I don't think that's the reason he quit. I think he got fired. But I mean, it was horrible what happened to him and his family like that. But I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Zack Snyder and his directing at all, or his movies really. But it's just kind of sad and like upsetting when like someone gets fired from a project and does that kind of thing. Yes. That doesn't really surprise me at all that this got such a low gross. Hopefully they change something. Hopefully they just stop making them. I don't know. I don't really want to see any more of these films.
I mean, but you got to admit, Wonder Woman was a good film.
It was good, but I mean, does it really warrant 19 other ones?
No, sir.
And especially with the track record.
It warrants a Shazam film.
Well, that also was news this week too, but we didn't bother about that. All right, guys, do you have any thoughts on that? Any thoughts? You just gonna stare at me?
Did you see Justice League?
No.
You didn't see Justice League?
I've stopped watching DC movies.
I think we might do the same, but
Chris,
we work here. So.
I'm same as Hunter.
Have you seen any DC movies?
I don't know.
Like I saw Wonder Woman.
You know who the Justice League are, right?
Decent.
Yes, I know who the Justice League are.
Sure.
That's like his generation.
That's not his generation. It's like 1950s generation.
I don't know, man. I just feel like the problem is I don't think DC heroes translate to film medium well.
Not at all.
Like they're not. Most of them were like golden age, like created, so they're all like extremely moralistic. They don't have like the real world problems that make them interesting to an audience in general. And that's why a lot of Marvel stuff like resonates so well with people. Is because each of the characters are like deeply flawed and have more conflicts that their superpowers can't solve alone.
And when you try to make like just bright, shiny characters with really optimistic attitudes, dark, gritty, and serious, it just falls to pieces.
So like it worked with Batman.
Well, yeah, Batman's a gothic character.
Yeah, but he's like the one that it would work for. But you can't do Superman
because
movies.
He's a flawed character.
Yeah, but Superman's like the definition of an unflawed being.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, that's the point.
And yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more with that actually. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for our movie news. If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, likes, dislikes, comment bubbles, please leave a comment at Facebook.com. Now I just look like I'm having a seizure. No, we got to have the banner up here. I disappeared. How about that? I'm back. Ooh. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. We're going to take a really quick break. When we come back, we are going to talk a little bit about the best and worst movie soundtracks in our mind.
It was the best of sounds and it was the worst of sounds.
We won't spoil it.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Want to earn college credits while still enjoying your summer? Nash Community College offers courses and degrees entirely online. Whether you're entering a university as a freshman or you're already there, get your required courses out of the way with Nash Online. Take university transferable math, English, psychology, sciences, and more for half the cost. Save time, save money, and experience online service like none other. Now enrolling for summer, visit nashcc.edu/online to reserve your spot.
Did you know Nash Community College offers 12 degree programs entirely online? Are you interested in information technology? Explore information technology systems, network management, systems security, healthcare informatics, or web design and administration. These 2-year programs are only a few of the online associate degrees offered through Nash Online. Students receive the same quality instruction and resources as on-campus students without ever stepping foot on Nash's campus. Learn more about Nash Online today at online.nashcc.edu.
Welcome back. Oh my goodness, I missed you guys so
I've
much.
gotten taller, actually.
You gotten taller. I think you raised it up.
This expo marker was made in the U.S.
What? I thought they were all made in France.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Did Bic make it?
I did not know that. Anyway, our segment, that one fell so flat. Yeah. Oh my goodness, you guys didn't even care.
No, I didn't, really.
Okay, so.
Because it wasn't funny.
It wasn't. That was like you trying to paint and try to juice a laugh out of something lame.
Anyway, a lot of movies have a good soundtrack, and a lot of them have bad soundtracks. I know that sounds weird, but
this is my idea too, so this is my skit.
Yeah. So yeah, why don't you go ahead and introduce it then?
It's talking about the best movies with the best movies scores of all time. That includes songs, and then we have the worst movies soundtracks, the ones where you're watching it and the music's so blaring that it really disrupts the movie. You almost watch and be like, this movie would be a whole lot better if they had different music in it.
Well, we're not doing scores, we're just doing soundtracks. So it's just like compilation of songs, like pop songs, and like all different genres.
And we're excluding movies that were based around their music, and Disney films.
Yeah, and so no Purple Rain.
No Sound of Music.
Yeah, none of that. So yeah, just pure soundtrack movies.
No Coco.
Like it's like Baby Driver, like just pop songs all in there. So we've each picked 2 good ones. So why don't we go ahead and start with the good ones, because the good ones are a little bit. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, for a really good one, I've got Guardians of the Galaxy, because that's when the soundtracks, it's actually one of the number one soundtracks selling when the film came out. You had a mix of smooth pop from the 70s, and it just went well with the film. It kind of lightened the mood of the film. I mean, it gave a lot of emotional pull to some of the scenes in the film. Just an incredible all-time, just incredible soundtrack. Just look at that. It even looks cool, don't it? Like the whole retro feel to it. Because the retro is a big selling point for a lot of films and television shows nowadays, and that really pull down the retro.
Yeah.
So fantastic, absolutely. I'll probably give that soundtrack like a 10 out of 10.
Really?
Fantastic.
And it really fits with the story too.
It really does.
Because I mean, that's the last thing he really knew of when he was on Earth.
So that's all he knows was the 70s pop music.
Yeah. Now he's got a Zune.
Yeah, Zoo, because everybody on Earth has one of those.
Yeah.
And then for my second film.
Oh wait! I was gonna do mine, then we're gonna do your next one.
We're doing okay. We're taking turns.
Yeah. So when you said movie soundtracks, the first thing I thought of was Reservoir Dogs. Reservoir Dogs kind of started this whole soundtrack in the movie thing. Like, granted, there were more before this, but this one really cemented Quentin Tarantino's kind of style with this whole, kind of like got the fun songs behind it, from the 60s and the 70s, really sells home that kind of cool factor. Pulp Fiction's got that, Jackie Brown's got that, pretty much all of his movies have that. But this one specifically is his debut film, and it's got music from like Joe Tex, Sandy Rogers, just all these awesome artists, from olden time, and it sells home the whole kind of gangster feel of the movie, because the movie feels like it could have been out right out of the 60s, besides some of the dated dialogue.
The ear.
Yeah, and I think that really just kind of it enhances the story, and it doesn't draw attention to itself in and of the soundtrack. It just works. Without the soundtrack, that movie would still be good, but it just brings it to a whole nother level.
Whole new level.
And it makes it where it's nearly timeless. So, but yeah.
Transcending.
Well, how about you? What's next for you?
Mine is Highlander, a little forgotten film from the 80s. And the best part about Highlander is, back for a while, you had bands, real popular, have Queen do your entire soundtrack with a lot of original music. And Queen did this. Freddie Mercury wrote a lot of the songs, played them. I mean, it was just, in this time, this was like the gold mine of soundtracks. The film is it's a cult classic, but I feel like a lot of the really cult favoritism comes from the action, the old school story, but also a lot from the music as well. I mean, there's some classic songs in it, like we are the no. That's not it.
you really love this movie, don't you?
Yeah, but I can't.
You know
remember.
it from heart.
Yeah, I can't really remember a lot of the song. They had the big song, "We Are the Something Something Another."
We are the champions.
No, not the champions.
No, that's the other
Princess
song.
of the Universe.
No, that's Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
No, it's
get
not.
it
Is Flash
good,
Gordon.
brother.
Or Champions of the Universe. It is Champions of the Universe.
Champions. Hey, I mean, you know it. I've never seen
Princess of the
Highlander.
Universe.
Princess of the Universe. That's it.
Yeah!
Princess of the Universe. I remember that. Oh, weird because all other songs there are others because they scored Flash Gordon. That was also songs about universe.
You know the craziest thing
What?
is that this expo is also low odor. So
Low
it doesn't
odor.
smell
I'm also
strong.
low odor.
I got a question. Like, is it sniff safe?
Yeah, it's sniff snake, and it has a chiseled
Sniff?
chiseled head to it.
Sniff sniff.
Yeah, I like that.
So you can.
All right.
I want to shave my head.
This is
and
a
draw
fantastic marker.
I want to shave my head and draw my hair back.
You were
on
so
with that.
bored during this, aren't you? Okay. Anyway, you want to add anything else on Highlander?
Watch it. It's a good movie.
If you want, because we're not calling the action.
No, I'm telling you, you need to watch it.
SFCC. But anyway,
You need to watch
another
it.
one. This
Get
is
up
one
out
of my.
your chair and watch it.
This is one of my personal favorite ones. Is the X
Get into
Files.
your chair and watch it.
X Files.
Oh, I love.
Thing.
Oh, where's it at?
Yeah,
Oh, there it is.
There it is. It's the X Files album from the movie from 1998, I think.
Oh, did you see the movie?
I saw the movie, yes. Foo Fighters did a version of Walking After You, which is off their Color of the Shape album, and it's definitely one of my favorites on that. It's also got stuff from like Better Than Ezra. Bjork one is kind of give or take. I don't care about that one. Noel Gallagher, the Cardigans, just got a lot of awesome stuff in there. Late 90s, mid 90s alternative rock, which is I love. And real quick, let's talk about some of the of our least favorites. Well, so why don't you go ahead? What's one of the worst soundtracks to you?
I would have to say it would be.
Come on, Mr. Will Smith, you know this.
Battlefield Earth.
No, not Battlefield
Battlefield
Earth.
has a
Mr.
terrible
Will Smith.
Space
soundtrack.
Jam. Space Jam.
No. Wild Wild West.
Oh, I did Wild Wild West. I thought I did Space Jam.
You did Wild Wild West.
Oh yeah, it was Wild Wild West because you got Will Smith rapping along with Cisco to a movie song about the Wild West back in the 19th century. So that fit very well. That was brilliant right there. Just terrible. I mean, it not only did it drag the movie down. The movie, I'm not sure did the movie drag the song down or the song drag the movie down. You can't really tell because they're both terrible.
Yeah, and real quick, I'm just going to give this one. Daredevil, 2003. Some of the worst new metal bands out at the time.
I bet Limp Bizkit was in this.
Limp Bizkit, I think Limp Bizkit's in it. No, I wouldn't put it past them, but actually it's Hoobastank, Nickelback, Seether, Evanescence, Boys Set Fire. I don't even want to know who those guys are. But yeah, I can just smell the Axe body spray and smell the Monster Energy drink, and that's not a good thing. But guys, thanks so much for watching. Tune in to Quick Flicks if you want on this Friday, and we're going to be reviewing Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider, what?
That was probably the most anticlimactic thing I've done in the last 5
my
minutes.
God.
But guys, thank you so
Tomb Raider.
And next week is going to be Pacific Rim
And
2.
I'm going to review it next.
Yep. And so, guys, thank you so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please leave a comment at facebook.com/studio67ncc. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say.
That was my Trolls 2 shout out.
And yeah, that's
Oh my God.
guys, that's pretty much it for this week. Do you guys have anything else to add?
No.
Okay. That expo marker really is nice, by the way.
Yeah.
It's
It's
beautiful.
black. It's black.
But guys, thank you so much. I'm Isaac Anderson.
I am J-Bone.
Stay lovely.